Thanks, Roberta. And here we are with Silke Berlin and Paul Rossler, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of their projects they've been working on recently. First, we're going to start with Silke, and can you tell us a little bit about what the recent projects you've been working on with Paul, some of the things you've been doing?
Well, Paul's my producer, and he produces everything I do, and so we've done things with Rick Agnew, and we've done things with Sam McBride of Fang, and we've done something with Jack Grisham of TSOL and Don Bowles of Germs.
We're doing a series of duets with her and various punk rock luminaries. And yeah, she got Sam McBride, and she did one with Don Bowles, which was a Ramones song, which was really funny. And she did one with Rick. We did We're Desperate. And we did it kind of industrial, and then yesterday we did with Don on drums and vocals and Rick on guitar and bass, Jack and her singing, and Don did a bunch of War Ape vocals. What other ones we did? That's four. Oh, you did two with Sam.
I did two with Sam.
Ball and Chain and Jackson. Is that 5 duets you've done already?
Yeah. About 5.
Almost enough for an album.
Yeah, well, the album's going to be original stuff, which is also cool.
Okay.
We were trying to get David Yao, if you're out there listening, David. Eric Tolpo, the DJ in Florida, also suggested him. But Paul and I have we've actually done a duet too. We did a song that I wrote with Brendan Early from the Mutants called You Don't Own Me. And Paul produced, arranged, and played all the instruments on it. And it's getting a lot of play, and we're getting a lot of radio play. There's a lot of DJs around the country and in Europe that play our stuff.
I didn't even know that. I just found that out just now.
What? That you played, arranged, and produced that song?
No, that we're getting that anybody gives the slightest crap about it. It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, there's a guy in Colombia and Chile and Australia, and Rob Select in New York, and Jill Hoffman in Florida, Eric Topo in Florida, Sick Mick in Florida, Tim Bednards
and shout out to all those guys for playing you on the radio. Yeah.
And Monterey and L.H. Schneider in San Francisco, and I mean they're just the ones I know about. Everybody doesn't apprise, everybody doesn't apprise you of what they're doing.
I only listen to talk radio myself.
I listen to news radio.
Yeah. I don't have a TV.
Less political slant.
NPR.
Oh, well, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in current events.
Of course so.
Well, now
you're the only person I talk about current events to. That's it.
Now, well, you respect his opinion.
I do. No. Paul's very smart. What do you mean? No, I
do. now you have quite an interesting past performing with quite a few notable musicians. Can you tell us a little bit about some of your work in New York and some of the other places you've been?
Oh my God. Oh well, Jerry Nolan from the Dolls and the Heartbreakers played drums in my band. Luigi Scorsia from La Cosa Nostra, which was Johnny's last band. He was.
Oh, it's a band. I thought it was a crime family.
Well, yeah, it's that too. It's that too. Well, yeah, it is. He was the leader of my band up in Oakland. He moved out here from New York to do some stuff with us. Paul and I. Oh, let's see, Mink DeVille. God, I can't even remember. Some guy from the Jesus and Mary chain. I worked with the Hooters. I worked with Cheetah. I worked with the Offs. I can't even remember. Guys. Like Fast Floyd. God, I should have my bio in front of me.
Whatever happened to the Offs? We slept on their floor.
What happened? Well, I saw Billy at the Punk Festival last year in San Francisco. He was playing, and Frank St. Andrew was my sax player. He was up there. He was in the Offs.
That goes way back. The Offs were together in '78 for sure, maybe earlier.
Well, for a while, they were together for into the '80s too. Because Floyd from Mink DeVille, the first real band I was in was with Fast Floyd, and he started Mink DeVille in San Francisco with Willie, and he got Willie to come out to California. Willie was married to an heiress named Susan Berman.
Whoa.
What do you mean?
You allowed to say this stuff?
What? Of course, why not?
I don't know.
I mean, it's true.
Well, because we're all gritty rock and rollers, and nobody's allowed to
But
be.
they're all dead. They're all dead.
We're not allowed to be heirs and heiresses. We're supposed to be.
But they're all dead.
We all come from the street, and we say street because we're
We all come from.
That's right. We grew up on the street.
street, right? Have you noticed that some people say street and some people say street? I've been very careful. You don't know whether I say street or street. I can go
I know
both
you
ways.
never say that word around me.
I know
Are
because
you
it's a
concealing
secret.
something, Paul? You're hiding.
I'm from the street as far as this interview is concerned.
Well, now, Paul, you've actually got a little bit of you got a couple famous bands you've been in. Can you mention a couple?
I'd rather talk about current events.
I'll talk. I'll
Well,
tell you.
we're gonna get there, too.
Screamers, 45 Grave, Nina Hagen,
Fancy Space People.
Josie and the Cottons,
Fancy Space People.
That was with Don Bowles too. Don lost all the tapes, by the way.
Well, you know, I was impressed. I actually picked up a copy of The Ark on vinyl.
Oh, yeah?
And yes, I play it quite frequently. I'm a big fan of Italian prog.
I was in a band called The Ark, before I was in the Screamers.
Well, I'm thinking about something a little more recent.
Yeah, well, I wrote that before I was in the Screamers. I just recorded it last year. But yeah, it's a 47-minute prog piece. So you like the Italian?
It's my favorite. Yeah, Il Balletto di Bronzo, RDM.
Wow. There's a new like thing over there called jazz punk. Have you heard that? Bands called Squartet and Neo. When I was over there with Watt, I guess it's not new. It's been a while, but there are some really great players over there. But I don't know. I was like 15, 16, so I was really into just ELP and Jethro Tull and King Crimson. My favorite was Yes, and most of them I don't think stand up very well, but I still like Yes.
Oh my God.
I like Yes a lot.
Oh, no.
And I really like liking Yes. I like liking Yes because it's just annoys people.
It's really punk to like Yes.
Is it?
Isn't that absurd?
You probably like Emerson, Lake and Palmer too, right?
I did like Emerson, Lake and Palmer, but mostly for the keyboard playing. I like Pink Floyd also.
Oh my God.
Did you call
Old Pink
call them
Floyd?
King Floyd?
King Floyd, they're awful.
And I really don't like a lot of bands that I should like as well.
Like the Ramones, he hates the Ramones.
I mean, I don't hate them. They just leave me completely.
He gets really upset when he hears a Ramones song.
I just get really
goes-
sleepy.
No,
Really sleepy.
Yeah, he goes
Really
he
sleepy.
goes into a catatonic psychosis when he hears the Ramones.
Because I actually listen and hear them. That's why. I don't respond to their
Oh my.
cues as well as I should.
Oh, I thought it's more people. The Victims, the Mutants. These are all people.
I'm culturally colorblind. Oh,
That I
those are her
put-
bands. Wow, I just said culturally colorblind. What does that mean? That's
Culturally
interesting.
colorblind.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice term.
Rachel. But let's get back to current events.
I'm culturally. What do you want to talk about current?
I don't know.
What's like,
Don't you think it's weird that people still eat meat? Isn't that a strange
really
thing?
weird.
Isn't that weird? It's 2014 and the people still eat it?
Well, you know, I'm a vegetarian basically, but I do like bacon.
Yeah, bacon.
I'm on a sopressata kick because I was really tired and I thought, but I don't really like meat. I mean, the thought of how they make it is.
I would honestly not tell. I would never say you should be a vegetarian. I would never like demand or expect anyone to be. I just think it's weird that people still eat meat.
Okay, I'll tell you how you could get everybody to not eat meat. Have them read The Jungle by Upton Sinclair from 1930,
That got
and
the
you will
FDA
never
started. So the FDA stepped in,
never
and now
eat meat again.
Thanks to government regulation, your meat is now safe to eat.
You know, the sound is going on, so we better wrap this up.
That'll have to be it for the current events.
Thank you very much, Silke and Paul. This is Billboard for PNX News.
Right on.
Back to you, Roberta.